Hey guys, my name is Tito. I make videos on personal finance on my other channel. On this channel, I talk about other things, like today in this video when I'll be reviewing episode 2 of Blood Sisters, titled Run Sister Run. Now, the episode picks up from where episode 1 left off, obviously, with the girls trying to keep a low profile, trying to live their lives while the investigation goes on as to who popped Kola, and this hotshot police officer from the United States, Officer Obasanjo, I believe his name is, played very well by Wale, if I may add. He's investigating the case, he's introduced to the series, and also the photographer who catches them trying to get rid of the body at the end of episode 1. He's now in the picture, no pun intended, and he's trying to blackmail the girls, right? He gets some money from them, but he wants more. And you know, they decide that the only way to put this to an end is to pop the guy. It was so funny when Isime's character tells Ini's character that, look, this may not be a good idea, but I think we should take him out. And I was like, wait, what? Take him out? You mean like to lunch? To like appeal to his kind nature and get him to stop blackmailing you? Because I know you're not suggesting that you guys off another person in this whole thing. I mean, that blew my mind. And I think that's why part of why this story was a very good story. I wouldn't have imagined that the girls would actually try to off another person after mistakenly, you know, terminating Kola in the first place. But yeah, they try and take the photographer out, and they ultimately do. So now they both have a body to each of their names. Now, what I liked about this particular episode is not something that I often say that I like about a movie or a TV show, and that's the one-liners. The one-liners in this entire series were really good, and I didn't notice up until episode 2. And I think my favorite in episode 2 was when Inspector Detective Obasanjo was interrogating the girls in their flat, and Ini tells Wale Ojo's character something like, that's a bit personal, don't you think? And he says, your husband was and his head chopped off. It doesn't get more personal than that. That was a good line. Another good line was when he was talking with the security guard, and the security guard outside the hotel, that is, and the security guard asks him why he returned to Nigeria, and Wale Ojo's character says, would you believe me if I told you that I missed Nigeria? And the security guard starts laughing. The one that probably made me laugh the most in episode 2 was when the girls go to see the ladies of the night, the streetwalkers, and you know, the streetwalkers are like telling them to get out of their vicinity and whatnot, and in the process one of them says, see as they carry big nyash. Now that was funny because both Ini and Nancy are curvy Edo women, and they actually do have booties, so so it wasn't far from the truth. Moving on, what I also liked about episode 2 was the interior decor of Mary and Kemi's flat. It was very visually appealing, very colorful. I really liked it. And I also liked the fact that we're learning more about the characters in episode 2. We learned more about Kola's family, the Adebolas, or I can't really remember, Adebolas or Adekolas, I can't remember their surname, but you learn how messed up they are. You learn how, you know, there's a tussle between Timei and Femi as to who takes over the company, and the lengths to which Femi and his wife, played by Kehinde Bankole, who's a very beautiful woman, you know, well, I guess we all knew that already, and she's a good actress as well, how they try to like lure Timei, played by Genoveva, I hope I pronounced her name right, played by Genoveva, back into being a junkie. And the family, essentially what I'm saying is that we learn in episode 2 that this family is really actually messed up. And that just goes back to the point I made in my previous review of how good the storytelling is, because we're learning new things and they're unraveling them in a very good, very smooth manner, if I can put it that way. Now, real quick about the performances, I think Ibrahim Suleiman did a really good job playing Kenny, the obsessed ex-boyfriend of Ini's character, so he did okay. I also liked Wale Ojo's character and how he was introduced to the series. I think he comes in episode 2, right? And I like his interpretation of this, you know, detective or police officer, senior police officer who is investigating the case, because that role could have been played in a way that we've seen a million times before, right? But the way Wale Ojo portrayed it with, you know, his dress sense and that American accent and all his nuances, right, it made it very unique, and it made it, he was a relatable guy. He was a nice police officer kind of, and he executed the performance or the portrayal of that character really well, in my opinion. But the best performance in episode 2, as far as I'm concerned, was Genoveva's performance, Genoveva, i.e. Timei, and particularly the scene where she's with Kehinde Bankole's character and Gabriel Afolayan's character, and they're trying to get her to like take the bait and let go of the reins of the company, or not to at least contest with Femi over ownership of the company now that Kola is out of the picture. And you know, she doesn't accept, but she goes home, tells her mom, and her mom says some really harsh words, says that she's a junkie and will probably always be one, and then she just spirals and goes down this dark hole, right? And for that scene, and you know, basically the rest of the series as well, I think Genoveva was like the breakout star. But in this particular episode, episode 2, I enjoyed her performance the best. Yeah. Now, what I didn't like in episode 2, or I should say what I found a bit funny, was one of Kate Henshaw's character's outfits. She wore one white gown or cape type of thing, and she came down the stairs and was talking to Ramsey Nouah's character at the foot of the stairs, and she looked like she was going to sing backup for Kanye West at the Grammys. That outfit looked too flamboyant for someone who was coming out of her bedroom and probably going to the kitchen to warm leftover food. So some of her outfits in this series were a bit over the top. I mean, they could have dressed her like somebody who is in her house just relaxing. Some of those outfits were just like, seriously, where is she going? Is she going to the Met Gala? Another thing I found funny in episode 2 was the fact that it wasn't until Wale Ojo's character asked to see the CCTV footage before they actually look at the footage and they see that Mary and Kemi were trying to get rid of Kola's body. You would think that when somebody goes missing, especially somebody as high profile as Kola goes missing, they would look at the CCTV footage, and if they had done that, they would have seen his last location and all that stuff. Anyway, I can't say the word SHOT because YouTube will think I'm talking about it in a violent context. So I'll say the money image or the money scene in episode 2, I would say, was when Kate Henshaw's character gets the news that Kola has indeed been terminated by, you know, dubious or criminal means or whatever, and she lets out this huge wail and she's just visibly distraught or stricken, you know, with grief or whatever. That was a very powerful scene. Anyway, guys, let me know what you thought about episode 2. What was your favorite scene? Whose performance was your favorite? What was your favorite one-liner in episode 2? Let me know that stuff or anything else about the series in the comment section down below. Also, remember to please like this video by clicking on the like button and subscribe to my channel as well by clicking on the red subscribe button. On this channel, I don't just do Nollywood movie reviews. I also talk about relationships. To check out either my relationship videos or my personal finance videos, my Nollywood reviews, you can click the card in the corner of the screen. I also have a channel where I talk about personal finance, saving and investing for young people, that type of thing. To check that out, you can also click in the card in the corner of the screen. It's a very packed card in the corner of the screen right there. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you in the next review of episode 3 of Blood Sisters on Netflix.